Hello, and welcome to our Yoga Hero Teachers Podcast. This podcast has been created to help yoga teachers teach with passion, avoid burnout, and earn a fair living. And today, we're going to write your perfect yoga bio. Yes, today! Let's do it! Grab a pen and some paper because this is a practical, implementable guide to writing your perfect yoga bio. And if you're on the move, please don't worry at all. You can visit yogahero.co.uk/podcast 14, that's podcast 14, to download a workbook with all of the stages and inspiration in there. That's yogahero.co.uk/podcast 14. Before we get started, just take a moment to breathe, to find some calm. Take a big, deep inhale breath in, sit up nice and tall. Full exhale out, letting go of anything that's been on your mind recently. And let's take a moment to imagine. Imagine your favourite yoga teacher puts out a call asking for cover, and you're able to send your bio straight to them, and they know you're a great teacher to cover their classes. Imagine there's an opening coming up at a studio that you love, and a few teachers get in touch, but you're the one that's able to send your bio straight away to show the studio that you're a great fit. Or imagine that you hear of an office looking for someone to run yoga sessions on a lunchtime for their staff. You're able to send over your bio quickly, showing them that you're keen, organised, and they get a great feel for your style and your classes. You get the work. And finally, imagine that someone who's super busy at work at the moment, they're really keen to get to yoga, to relax a bit, and they're scrolling through the bios on their local yoga studio's website. They see your bio and they know you're the teacher for them. Having a yoga bio that's perfect for you, that you can access and send wherever you are and whenever you need to, means you'll be clear about your yoga and clear about who you'd like to reach and teach. But before we do anything at all, let's do a mindset check-in. For some reason, writing about your classes is really, really hard. And I think it's because us yoga teachers find it very hard to big up our teaching, our ability, and our classes. But in order for your bio to do you justice, it needs to be written in the way that your yogis see you. Perhaps that's inspiring, motivating, compassionate, knowledgeable. You might be hesitant saying these things about yourself, but your yogis wouldn't hesitate to say them about you. So let your mind start to ponder over the following questions. How has yoga changed your life? How have your yogis described your classes? And why do they come to you? Why don't they go to the pub or stay at home and watch Netflix or go to the gym or stay at work or do any of the other 8,000 things that they could be doing instead? Keeping those questions in mind, let's prioritize being authentic, not shy, not reserved, not exaggerating, but authentic, so that we attract the people that we want to work with. This is the structure that we'll be following to write our perfect yoga bio. We start with, so what? Yeah, that is actually where we're starting. So what? It will all become clear in a minute. Then we'll look at the structure and the content of a yoga bio, which is, I'm sure, what you're here to know. Then we'll look at how to refine and perfect what you've written, which will be something that you'll most likely do again and again for the duration of your yoga teaching, maybe a couple of times a year. Or maybe when you complete a course that really inspired you, or as you become more motivated to work with a particular population, and as your knowledge, passions, and focuses change and evolve over time. And finally, we'll round up with how to make it immediately usable. Okay, so before we look at so what, let's keep something in mind. Progress, not perfection. The perfect words might not, probably won't come right away. But if you get something down, you can come back and refine it and perfect it when the perfect word does come to you. This approach is way more useful and realistic than waiting for the perfect words to write anything at all. All right, let's go. So what? This question is something that you're going to ask yourself again and again and again as you write your whole bio. So what? Would anyone care about this? Does anyone need to know this? Is this relevant? Your bio is written by you, but it's not written for you, it's for your yogis. So as you write every fact, every sentence, every paragraph, every opinion, just think, so what? Your bio wants to be as short as it can be, but as long as it needs to be. So no fluff, but not keeping it short just for the sake of it. Remember, most people are time poor. They don't have ages to read your life story, but they also don't want to waste an hour on a yoga class taught by a teacher that they don't connect with. Structure and content. The structure I would recommend is starting with a succinct overview, then moving into a bit more about your classes and your teaching, then including some insight about your journey, a simple bullet list of your qualifications, and finishing off with some social proof. Let's look at each section in more detail. Succinct overview. Think of this overview as a headline, an attention grabber, and an overview. Think about the busy people scanning through yoga bios. They want to know or get a feel immediately if you're the right teacher for them. Remember, we're not trying to reach and teach everyone because then we'll reach no one. You know who you want to work with, so keep them in mind. For your attention grabber, your headline, your overview, think, I am a what and I what. For example, I am a yoga teacher and I love integrating yoga philosophy into my classes. I am a power flow yoga teacher and I love making people realize how strong they are. I am a restorative yoga specialist and I enjoy helping people find deep rest. Be concise, be clear, but don't hold back. This isn't the time to be shy. About your classes and your teaching. After your headline, your overview, you have the opportunity to tell them a bit more about your teaching once you have their attention. Think about the benefits of coming to your classes. Remember earlier on we had to think about writing your yoga bio in the way that your yogis see you. So keep that front of mind here. What benefits do your yogis gain from your classes? Will they feel calm? Will they try something new? Will they experience a deep and divine shavasana? Will they receive hands-on adjustments? Etc., etc. Include in this section the style or styles that you teach. If someone's looking for a power flow class and you teach restorative yoga, you're not their teacher, not today, and that really is okay. You could also include something around the atmosphere that you create, the focus of your classes, and so on. So you have your headline to start off with, your succinct overview, and then you go into a paragraph or two giving more detail about your teachings and your classes. Here's some inspiration for these couple of paragraphs to get your cogs turning about what you might say about your classes. Alignment focused, calming, include philosophy, make you sweat, workshop style, friendly and encouraging, grounded in anatomy, energizing. Your journey. I've now had Yoga Hero for over 8 years, and in that time I've read easily 200 bios, probably way more than that. And I would say that, honestly, about 90% of them start with, by the way, all details of this fictional bio have been made up in my head. Something like this. My name is Tina. I qualified in Vinyasa Flow in India in 2018, and I'm a 200-hour RYT. I love yoga because it makes me feel calmer. I have since studied a 50-hour yin in Mexico and a 50-hour Kundalini in Portugal, blah, 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 blah. So I'm halfway down the page before I have any idea of what their classes are like. What I'm trying to say is, rather than telling your story at the beginning of your bio, which, no offense, but no one really cares about at that initial point, tell your story when the person does feel that they'd like to learn from you, when they know you will make them feel the way they want to feel, and that you teach the styles that they want to practice. When writing about your journey, this really does need to be subject to the so what test. Keep asking, so what? Is this relevant? Will anyone care? And think about including 1. What brought you to yoga in the first place? 2. What made you want to train as a yoga teacher? 3. What were your intentions as a new yoga teacher? And if you've been teaching a while, what are your intentions now, if they've changed? And 4, your dreams, aspirations, and intentions as a yoga teacher. Be open and be authentic. What do you dream of doing? Who do you dream of working with? At this point, your yogis definitely want to know who you are. Your qualifications. Bear in mind that most people probably don't know what an RYT is. We're putting qualifications here rather than higher up because non-yoga teachers and non-studio owners probably don't really care how long you've been qualified for or how many hours a particular qualification was. Keep it a simple list of the qualification name, the accrediting teacher or studio, and the year. Social proof. This third-party validation can come from people who come to your classes, workplaces that you've taught at, studios that you've worked at, and any reviews or testimonials from on the internet. And you don't need loads, just some third-party validation that your classes are what they say they are is perfect. Refine and perfect. So by this point, we have the bare bones of a yoga bio, which we just need to refine and perfect. Well done. Go back through what you've written and start to use language that really sounds like you. Make it meaningful. Tap into your passion for sharing yoga. Pause, breathe as many times as you need to. Take all the pressure off yourself. The right words will come. And then get the whole thing read over by as many people as you can, but mainly, 1, by an honest friend. They might be able to help with any words that don't feel quite right because they know you so well. 2, by some of your valued yogis. After all, they're the ones that can tell you what coming to your classes is really like. 3, by someone you don't know that well to see how it comes across. And then get the whole thing proofread by someone or some people who are very confident with the English language. Make it usable. We don't want to write this perfect yoga bio and then leave it in a notepad on a shelf at home. You want to be able to access it and send it wherever you are, whenever you need to. Some options are apps like Dropbox, Evernote, or Google Drive that sync across devices. Or you could email your bio to yourself, ready to send on to someone who needs it. Or you could put it on a notes app on your phone. And that's it. Follow those steps and your perfect yoga bio will be ready to use and send so that you can jump on opportunities that are perfect for you. You might like to set a reminder to review it, maybe just a couple of times a year, so that you know that it's relevant and perfect for you. As ever, I hope this has been useful to you. We'd love to know how you're finding these episodes and if they've been helpful. Please do let us know by emailing hello@yogahero.co.uk or sending a DM to Yoga Hero Teachers on Instagram. And as always, happy teaching.